The Greater Wisdom spread allows the carent to get in touch with the best part of him or herself, or receive advice from a higher power. Either way, the spread's purpose is to provide guidance and positive inspiration. The Greater Wisdom spread does not focus on the past, present, or future, but rather explores the querent's psychological and spiritual state. The spread is not designed to solve problems. Its purpose is to make your client aware of his or her different positive sides and to connect with the wiser, kinder part of him or herself. This experience can create a ripple of change and inspire him or her to uncover resources and possibilities that have perhaps previously been neglected. You can use a complete deck when conducting a reading with this spread, or, if you prefer, you can use only the major arcana cards. The latter can have a greater impact by revealing more significant themes. Because of its emphasis on the spiritual and psychological, this is an ideal spread for carrying out a reading for yourself. Instructions. To begin, take a few seconds of silence to focus. When ready, shuffle the cards and cut the deck as usual. Draw 6 cards and place them face down in the positions shown in the diagram above. Reveal the arcana one by one and interpret them. Each card can be seen as a different aspect of the querent's inner resources. Once you finish interpreting the individual cards, you can give a summary of the whole reading. What I think. This card represents the sitter's ideas, perceptions, and opinions. It signifies how he or she thinks, absorbs, and processes information. My inspirations. The second card symbolizes what inspires and motivates the carent, the things that spark curiosity and provoke interest. My creativity. This stands for the sitter's creative energies. It points to the things that spur him or her into action and that he or she is gifted at doing. Insight, a symbol of how the carent perceives their emotions and feelings. The fourth card describes the way he or she sees the inner self. It can also indicate a source of sudden understanding about him or herself. Where I am. This card depicts the sitter's current psychological state and how he or she is feeling. These feelings are not to be seen as a problem, but rather a starting point from which there is the opportunity to evolve thanks to the greater wisdom received from the reading. The Greater Wisdom. The final card represents a source of inspiration, creativity, and insight that is new to the carent. It could indicate where to look in order to take a next step, a personal quality to nurture, or just useful advice. The purpose of this card is to encourage your sitter to listen to the wiser part of him or herself, as doing so is likely to provide useful and empowering insights. Synthesis. When a spread is about a person's psychological state, it may be a challenge to end the reading with a practical call to action. Failing to do so, however, risks leaving your carent without any constructive guidance that he or she can use to bring about positive changes in life. This may feel like a difficult topic to broach. To ease it into the conversation, ask the carent how he or she thinks the greater wisdom embodied in the sixth card can affect his or her life. Find out how he or she thinks it can change ways of thinking, inspiration, creativity, and insight for the better. Comparing the Greater Wisdom card to all the previous cards can also be effective. Example reading. Empress uncovers creativity. This card suggests that the carent is thinking about using artistic creativity and being productive. He or she has big ideas and would like to live a happy, harmonious life, enjoying prosperity and surrounded by positive influences. Justice calls for the truth. Justice signifies someone who dislikes injustice in any way and hopes for a world where everyone and everything is treated fairly. The carent has a desire to create order and balance in all that he or she does, feeling inclined to speak the truth. The star points to big dreams. This card is about hope and wish fulfillment. In this position, it indicates that the sitter has a deep wish, which could come true but will require creative thinking, self-belief, and some effort for it to happen. The lover shows strong emotions. Relationships are important to the Carent, so being in love or expressing strong emotions is vital to their well-being. He or she is also someone who brings passion to all their interests. Having a choice in all matters brings out the best in this person. The moon calls for clarity. This card shows that the Carent is uncertain about many things at the moment and seeks clarity. It is possible he or she has lost trust and needs to regain it by being true to him or herself. This will make clear any illusions they might have. Wisdom from the High Priestess. The High Priestess asks the Carent to trust their inner voice and be guided by it. To gain deep insights into the situation, the Carent should listen to their intuitive wisdom. It is important not to give too much to others all at once and that he or she gradually discovers their own value. This reading shows that the Carent sees him or herself as a gentle and benevolent person. He or she always tries to act and think based on feelings rather than with hard logic. However, he or she has a strong sense of right and wrong and often gets involved in conflicts due to the strength of his or her beliefs. He or she would like to avoid these small battles and everyday struggles and just be allowed some space and time. The sitter also feels a little alone and, despite being good at relationships in general, has trouble feeling fully understood by a partner or close friends and family. At times, it seems as though the responsibility for making an effort with people rests solely on his or her shoulders, resulting in feelings of confusion and loss. The Greater Wisdom card advises not to give away too much to others, to step back, reduce efforts, and get them come to him or her instead. The sitter should let people discover how precious he or she is, rather than taking him or her for granted. Until next time, farewell.